pam 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 pam. Hello.
It's called being a freelancer. All folks just don't get it.
Buat event dulu. Tong tong. Where am I going? Nyo. Nyo. Oh, cakap dengan pari-pari ni. Bahasa Melayu pula tu Rina cakap. Saya semua bahasa Inggeris. Meski fikir bahasa Melayu.
Okay.
Minecraft, if you play Minecraft, bayar ya? Beli ya? Okay.
Main beli, tapi beli kat Shopee je. Sebab tapi itulah sekarangnya Minecraft dia mitigate dengan Microsoft, you know. So sekarang banyak pakai Minecraft, tak pakai dah. Dulu pakai Mojang ID. Okay. Tapi Mojang ID dah tak ada, dia pun kena merge dengan Microsoft. Oh, I almost missed it.
Take it easy.
Silap. Hoi.
This blinding sunlight is such
I'm like a
pain.
grave robber.
No way I can get a nap in
And
this
are you?
weather.
Obliteration, a lot envy to split single F1 combo. Live on.
I like the song tempat ni Semeru baru ni, Mek baru. The voice the singing kinda nice. I forgot ni apa tu, just controller. Oh my god, asyik baik sempat habis. I forgot lah, aduh. Ya. Okay dah. Uff. Asyik baik. Next one. Boop, boop.
A diamond equipment.
Okay, never mind. Finally. Yay, event habis. We are
Event susah ke? Lama ke apa?
sekejap lah.
Kejap.
Just
Dia buat apa?
you need to rest and then ada 3 lah Sing Arena, bukan Sing Arena lah. The second one you need to kata picture, macam bagi picture tu ngam-ngam daripada original tu. And lastly you need to apa tu, Hilicher tu, Hilicher tu, I nama tak tahu macam mana nak describe ke. You need to
Hilicher?
make Hilicher tu run away on the campaign. Everything is apa, easy lah. With apa, lawan gunakan what is called?
Gather!
Tak ada.
Squall and fury!
Where was I?
Villager, villager,
Okay.
villager and villager.
Too slow.
Okay. Can we this one?
There's no such thing as pure freedom in this world.
Buat cerita Paizu. Oh. Ta-da.
Cannot blow on forever.
Let's go make to do story Paizu. Meow. Rina serak sikit. Tapi hari ni Genshin Shonyo. Dah jumpa dah apa tu the bird, your birds.
No, masih hilang terus kan. Takut terbunuh nampak ni. Dia duk cuba tolong. Kadang-kadang terpukul dia. Atau dia yang mati.
What's your name, buddy? Are you here to buy some medicine? Where are your mom and dad?
Are
Remember
you
that again?
lost?
No, I'm not. My name's Ayu, and I'm here because...
Hey there, Chi-Chi. Hi, Gray. What's going on?
Hi, Traveler and Paimon.
Oh,
You've actually come at the perfect time. This little boy seems to have gotten himself lost. I think he must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents and...
No, listen to me. I'm not the one who's lost. It's my dad.
Your dad? How does a fully grown man manage to get lost in Liyue Harbor?
Well, my dad's always been kind of forgetful.
Elephant! There's elephant here.
Slow
Wow.
to react sometimes,
nice in the Minecraft.
but I'm worried that it's getting more serious.
Interesting. I've seen an elephant before.
What about your mom?
Oh.
She went out a few days ago to gather some herbs for my dad, but she still hasn't come back. Meanwhile, my dad's been getting worse and worse. I remembered that the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy always runs a clinic in Chingsa Village during the Lantern Ride, so I thought, why don't I take Dad to Liyue Harbor to see him there? When we got to the city gate, I took a moment to ask the Millith guards for directions to the pharmacy. And then, when I turned back around, my dad was gone.
Alamak,
I
sini
asked the
panas
Millith
dia
guys to
pula.
go find him, but he said they won't be able to send that many people. So then I figured, maybe I can ask some other people in the city to help.
You came to the right place. We're pros at finding people.
Oh,
Isn't that right,
let's go.
Traveler?
Junction can help. She has a good sense of smell, like a dog.
Hey, who's talking about me behind my back?
Cheng, Chi-Chi meant that as a compliment. There's no need to be upset. Hello, child. You mentioned that you were looking for the owner of Boo Boo Pharmacy. How might we be of service?
You have a talking snake? Oh, are you Uncle Baiju?
Uncle Baiju?
Cheng, now's not the time. My dear boy, could you tell me more about your father's condition, as much as you can recall?
Yes, Dr. Baiju.
Wow, someone stole my
I
waypoint?
see. And your family lives near Chingsa Village, you say?
It's not,
Wow,
it's
the
not-
nerve.
I
Hopefully it's
don't
not
recall ever
Susu
seeing you
or-
or your parents.
It's not Suzu. Suzu's
My
play.
mom doesn't
It's
like meeting other
not
people,
Suzu.
especially during Lantern Ride. She
I mean,
always
I
tells me to just stay at
know,
home and
but-
keep my dad company.
Oh, crash tu.
Is that
Because
so?
only one
Are you?
person in the
By any
server that
chance,
keep
is your mother's
roaming
name
around.
Jiangli?
Always.
Yeah,
But
it is.
nice, okay.
Do you know my mom, Dr. Baiju?
I certainly do. Gui, Chi-Chi, are there any pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment? Ayu's parents are old acquaintances of mine, so I would very much like to assist with the search. Would the two of you have time to join me?
Don't forget us two. We already told Ayu that we'd help.
Oh, really? Well, that's wonderful. We are most grateful for your support.
Chi-Chi and I need to clear up the shop front first, but once that's taken care of, we'll be right out to help you with the search.
Family is very important.
Thank you. Then I'll leave you to handle the pharmacy.
Oh, server down.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you come with me and Ayu? Let's start by talking to the Millilith guards at the city gates, see if they have an update.
The server down?
Are they?
Yeah, someone is typing already.
Yalah, sometimes the server tu kena down sementara lah.
No internet. Tak, ni si server kena attack ke apa ke tak tahu.
Hmm.
We searched to the north, but couldn't find anyone who matched the description.
Well, that complicates things. The city folks say there's no sign of him either. We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the people?
Excuse me, sirs. Have you found out anything about my dad yet?
Ah, hey there, buddy. Dr. Baiju. What brings you out this way?
The boy asked for our help, so we're here to join the search. Any new developments to update us on?
Oh, thank goodness. We were just discussing how we're running out of manpower. As for updates, I'm sorry to say that we've searched the surrounding area thoroughly, but didn't find anything.
The guards at the crossing up ahead said they hadn't seen anyone either, so we don't believe he was heading towards the Guili Plains. But it is possible that he was bound for Luhua Pool.
Luhua Pool? The terrain there can be tricky to navigate. Let's hope he hasn't run into any trouble.
You will? Oh, great. We can't thank you enough.
Sorry we weren't able to find your dad, buddy.
That's okay. Thank you for trying.
Take it easy.
It's me, P.
Terus sunset.
Too slow.
Oh, wrong. Nah, other way. Oops, my bad. salah tengok web.
Squall and Fury.
Dad! Dad, can you hear me?
Oh,
Look, there's somebody over there! Oh no, it's... Hey, you! Stop! Don't go any further! Watch where you're going! Oh, dear customer, Wangsheng Funeral Parlor does appreciate your patronage, but you needn't hasten the inevitable. Are you alright? Huh?
Dad!
Hey, Hotel!
My, who do we have here? It's the Traveler in Paimon, and my worst nightmare.
I see she still hasn't warmed to you.
Thank you, Director Who, for saving this man.
Dad, are you okay? Do you recognize me? It's me, Ayu.
You're... Ayu? Who am
I
I?
want to make
Your
friends.
name is Jia Liang, and you live just west of Chingsa village. You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. Remember? Does that jog your memory?
Oh, my name is Jia Liang. Liyue Harbor. See the doctor? Yes, I'm Jia Liang.
I
And
really
see
need
the
to,
doctor.
before going everywhere, I think I need to find the bird.
Why do I need to see the doctor?
Ajak tak ada burung susah lah.
He seems in really bad shape. We need to get him back to Boo Boo Pharmacy right away.
Okay, apa?
Sorry, Hotel,
The
gotta dash.
yeah.
Dinner's on us next time.
Huh?
Hold on a second. You're not seriously thinking of taking him to Boo Boo Pharmacy in this state, are you?
Huh? Why not? What's the problem?
Come on, Baiju. Don't tell me you haven't noticed it. Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs? Why do I get the sense that you spotted them right away, but you're planning to use it for your own ends?
Use what? What are you talking about? Paimon's lost.
There are traces of god remains in Jia Liang's system.
Oh, yes, but more importantly, they're on the verge of an outburst. If that happens, the consequences will be unthinkable.
Paimon, sorry. What?
God remains?
There's no need to worry, Director Who. I have methods of keeping them at bay. It is the sworn duty of all who practice medicine to cure illnesses and save lives. What reason would I have to neglect a patient in need who is right there in front of me? Besides, it was my late master's dying wish to be able to save this patient in particular. Perhaps out of respect for him, you could give me a day's grace so that I have time to treat him?
Now you're bringing my great-uncle into this? Baiju, just what are you planning this time?
Merely to cure this man, nothing more. But of course, if you have any doubt as to my intentions, you are more than welcome to accompany me to Boo Boo Pharmacy and monitor my activities.
Oh, really? I thought I was persona non grata at Boo Boo Pharmacy. You're being unusually generous today. Okay, deal. We're not gonna solve anything by keeping Jia Liang here. I'm happy to do it your way, but only for my great-uncle's sake and the travelers, of course.
You must be pleased you brought the traveler along. Otherwise, this would have been a much more vexing ordeal.
Well, time is of the essence. Let's get ourselves back to Boo Boo Pharmacy at once. Blockages within the cardiovascular system, reduced blood flow and energy circulation? I see. I suppose this must have caused the cognitive abnormalities.
Dr. Baiju, how bad is it? Can you cure him?
Don't you worry. Baiju's a really great doctor. He's sure to find a way. Isn't that right, Baiju?
Ayu, do you know when your father first started displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as bad as this when I was still little.
So it's been a long time indeed. No, I have a treatment plan in mind.
I want to
We
tame
can
a
start
lion, but
tonight.
I cannot.
Come and see me again tomorrow
So
morning.
not
I
all
promise that by
animals can
then,
be
Ayu
very...
will find his father healthy and lucid again.
Thank you, Dr. Baiju. Thank you so much.
If you still have any misgivings, Director Who, please feel free to hang around for as long as you wish.
However, it would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus when treating a patient. Any distractions heighten the risk of complications.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign that something's amiss.
See you tomorrow, Baiju and Chang-Chang.
Have you heard of
Bye for
Choco
now,
Bird?
everyone.
Chocobird.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Baiju?
Ready as I'll ever be. I'm
I'm
used to
riding
it by
a
now.
bird.
Come on, let's get started.
Oh my god.
No. Can I have a Griffon, please?
All's well that ends well, huh? You know, Paimon's kind of curious after hearing Baiju mention those people from his past. What do you think they were like?
There's a graveyard over there.
Yeah, you must be curious too, right? Let's go see what we can find out while Baiju's busy treating Ayu's dad.
Ya, let's go. Mana pula nak pergi?
Upon the gale.
While I'm idling time on admiring the scenery, the spectacled, snake-bedecked docks doing surgery. Hello, you busy bees, and what do you have to discuss with the funeral director today? Actually, don't tell me. Let me guess. From the looks on your faces, you've got some questions for me.
Guilty as charged. So, we were just a little curious about Baiju's master. What was he like? Oh, and also, how come you and Baiju could tell so quickly that Jia Liang had god remains in his system?
Huh? I thought I told you once before. Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was first founded to fight back against the vengeful
There's
wrath
a
of gods
llama.
defeated in war.
You wanna idol?
Well, it is a dusty old tale by this point. Long story short, in the ancient world, dead gods were acting up, so our ancestors started purifying the air
I
and
don't care
burning
what
the
bird,
bodies
as
of the
long
deceased
as you can
to
fly
guard
on
the
it, I
border
don't
between
mind.
life and death.
At least you can fly.
Just give me,
These days, we
yeah.
don't deal with the wrath of the gods anymore,
Just
but
give me a
All the
all the
bird.
relevant know-how is still passed down to each generation, so we can
There's a
identify
llama.
gods' remains when we see them.
Okay, Paimon gets it now.
Here is the.
Wait, so how did Baiju learn to spot them?
Almost certainly from his master,
Eh,
who
budak
was
bodoh
also my
mana
great
lah,
uncle.
buka.
Baiju's master was my grandpa's younger brother, a former deputy director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor.
Wow,
I've been here
fancy
before.
that. Huh. So if he was from Wangsheng Funeral Parlor, how did he end up as Baiju's master?
Tak kisahlah apa pun.
According to my grandpa,
Just
he and
give
my great
me
uncle once went traveling
bird.
together when they were young. They ended up at Chenyu Vale, where they met a pharmacist. That pharmacist must have cast
Sorry
some sort of
explore
spell on my great
dengan.
uncle.
Tapi yang
Because
bagusnya,
after that
you know,
encounter, he suddenly announced he wanted to leave the family business and
ada
go
banyak
practice
actually
medicine instead.
exploration lah.
My grandpa had a
museum.
huge argument with him, but he couldn't convince him to stay.
Where am I
So my
going?
grandpa inherited the funeral parlor, while my great
Dia
uncle
laju
stayed
sikit
in
ke?
Chenyu Vale to
Cukup buat
practice
ni.
medicine. They never spoke to each other
I'm
again.
replacing you. If I found
Funeral
another bird,
director to doctor is a
even
pretty
a horse,
big career change.
slow sangat lah dia.
Kinda hard to imagine.
I need speed. I need
Why did
speed.
it drive a
Alright,
wedge
speed.
between
You
them
need
for
to
the
teach
rest
me
of their
speed.
lives? That seems a bit
Yeah,
extreme.
speed.
If he had
Speed
just
run.
become a regular doctor,
Yeah.
there would have
I
been no
need a
issue.
speedy
After all, the Wangsheng
bird.
Funeral Parlor wasn't unlike a regular doctor's clinic in the early days. But according to my grandpa, the pharmacist they met had a very ominous aura about him. And on top of that, the kind of medicine practiced in the Chenyu Vale tradition goes against the natural order of things.
In what way?
Don't know. My grandpa didn't know the specifics. And you've seen how wary Baiju is around me. He'd never tell me anything.
What about Rhino?
But
What?
even that says to me that he definitely has
You
something
cannot
to
ride a
hide.
Rhino also.
One thing I do know about Baiju is that he's obsessed with the idea of immortality. But whether that has anything to do with what he's hiding is hard to say. Anyway, so I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what he's up to.
After all that, it seems like we have more questions than answers. Never mind. We'll just have to ask Baiju himself about all of this tomorrow. It's a new day! Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jia Liang is doing.
Oh, that is absolutely useless. I thought more chess good dulu tu, but no. It's a randomized
Dad!
chess also. It's still randomized. I got scam ass.
Are you?
Dad, you remember me!
Yes, I remember now. Oh, Ayu, I'm so sorry. You must have been worried sick. Has your mom shown up yet? She's been gone for a while, hasn't she?
Don't worry, Dad. I got the Adventurers Guild to help us look for her. And Dr. Baiju's gonna help too. Right now, all you need to do is concentrate on getting better.
Great. That's wonderful. I can't thank you enough, Dr. Baiju.
My pleasure, really. It's the least I can do to honor my late master's dying wish. If anything, I should be apologizing to you for not making the time to visit in all these years.
Not at all, Dr. Baiju. It's only because Jiang Li... What was her reason again?
You're still in the early stages of recovery, so you'll need to take it easy for a while. Take it slowly and try not to overexert yourself.
I suggest you stay at Boo Boo Pharmacy and rest for at least the next few days.
Director Hu, do you have any further reservations about Jia Liang's condition?
It seems like the evil presence is gone after all. You really did manage to suppress it, huh? But how did you accomplish this in a single night?
That would be a trade secret, I'm afraid. If that gives you any cause for concern, you may continue to monitor Jia Liang for as long as you wish. Though I regret to say that Boo Boo Pharmacy cannot offer to reimburse Wang Sheng Funeral Parlor for any revenue lost in the meantime.
Oh, come on, Baiju. I'm not that unreasonable.
5% chance tahu tak hari tu kita terjumpa zombie villager. And I kill it. Oh my god, I'm so stupid, man. I'm so stupid that I mad at myself.
For too long.
5% chance.
Baiju, take me
In
outside
easy.
for some air, or I'm going to suffocate.
Yes, of course. Everyone, please excuse Chiangsheng and myself for a moment.
Suffering now, are we? Did you seriously expect to cover it up just by putting on a brave face and ignoring it? If it weren't for my quick thinking, they'd have all seen the sorry sorry state you're in by now. But in any case, why must you keep this a secret from everybody? You should at least share your secret with one person you trust.
Who's there? Why did you follow us here? Oh, it's nothing. I just needed to get some air.
Oh.
What did I just say about putting on a brave face? Traveler, Paimon, the truth is, Baiju did not cure Jialiang's illness. Instead, he transferred some of his own life force to his patient to temporarily subdue the poison in his system. Baiju, can you please explain all of this?
My predecessors in medicine forged a contract with Changsheng. Every successor to this contract is able to use Changsheng's secret art to treat patients. I believe the irregularities with Jialiang's heart meridian were likely caused by a poison concocted using god remains as a key ingredient. The poison has not been purged from Jialiang's system. Rather, I infused him with some of my own life force, using Changsheng as the delivery medium. This will suppress the poison's effects for a limited time.
Changsheng? You can do that? Huh. Paimon always thought you were just Baiju's strange choice of a necklace.
So that's why Baizu batuk cough.
Kenapa?
You need you need to watchin lah sendiri. Apa tu your story lah.
Okay.
If I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, that is true.
Hey, I'll have you know that I commanded the respect of even the Adepti back in Chenyu Vale. If anything, he is my mannequin. I was treating patients with Baiju's master's master long before he ever set eyes on his first medical text. Whoa. Guess you shouldn't judge a snake by its skin.
I'm blind.
Please, that's
searching
enough.
for a bird.
Wait a sec. Huto was saying that the branch of medicine you studied uses some pretty dubious methods. So, when you transfer your life force, does that mean you're actually damaging your own body?
Hardly. Changsheng helps to keep my chi in balance, so there is no great harm done.
Still, Baiju's life force is not unlimited. He must find a way to neutralize the poison in Jialiang's body. And soon. Traveler, Paimon, would you lend this dummy a hand? He needs someone checking up on him, or he'll exhaust himself trying to accomplish everything on his own. Baiju, don't you think you should seize
Phantom
this
dia dengar bunyi
opportunity? You cannot
macam
expect
bunyi
to
burung.
hide
Punya
this from
phantom.
everyone for your entire life.
I got
Time will
scummies,
see
man.
that
You got
all secrets
scummies.
surface eventually.
Entire life. Thank you, Traveler and Paimon.
Huh. Paimon doesn't think we've seen this side of you. But there's no need to thank us. You've helped us out before.
The poison in Jialiang's system must have accumulated over a prolonged period. I think I should pay a visit to their family home and look for clues as to how he might have been exposed to
I
it.
remember right.
Yes, I asked Ayu this
It's
morning before you
nearby
arrived. He told me that his family lives in a secluded spot to the
village.
west of Qingsa village.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
head there together once I've asked Gui
There
and Qiqi
should
to look
be
after
a
the pharmacy.
dragon.
As well as investigating Jialiang's
remember right.
exposure to the poison, we should also keep an eye out for Ayu's missing mother, my fellow disciple Jiang Li.
Hi, Chichi.
She's finally gone. She's gone for good now, right?
Yes, Chichi. Poor Chichi.
Are you heading out now, Dr. Baiju?
Yes. While I'm gone, I leave Boo Boo Pharmacy in your and Chi-Chi's capable hands.
Rest assured, the moment anything comes up that you should know about, I'll inform you immediately.
Oh.
To behold. Search for it.
Tahu tak pasal cerita ada seorang budak mak dia delete Minecraft world. Dia main selama 4 tahun.
Aha.
Aha.
Oh ya, ada.
Sial gila budak tu. Tapi dia tahu lah kenapa dia boleh main 4 tahun Minecraft ni, macam-macam boleh buat.
Ada. Rina ada. Tengok rasanya tak lama lah baru je tengok macam rasanya minggu lepas tu Rina tengok. Macam Rina macam tak sengaja ni apa ni. Okay tengoklah betul. Oh okay. And then lastly pasal toaster dia pula dah okay. Kan yang tu kan? Ke lain?
Tak pasti. Tapi yang tahu dia punya mak tapi tak tahulah mak ke ayah dia tapi
There's a house all the way out here? Huh. It's so well hidden. Paimon's never noticed it before.
Okay. Rasanya mak dia tu macam mak dia macam tanah lah daripada real lah dengan Minecraft. And then in the end mak dia dah sekali main juga Minecraft dengan anak dia.
Oh ya ke?
Yes. I thought you said when you said that I thought you watch it.
Wait.
Okay, Rina sambung cerita Baizu.
Nor have I. And I've hosted clinics at Qingsa Village many times in the past. If you ask me, Jiangli was trying to remain unnoticed.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. We meant to ask earlier, but it slipped our minds in the rush to get here. Could you tell us more about Jiangli? You said she was your fellow disciple, right?
She was indeed. We studied medicine together under the same master near Chenyu Vale. She is several years older than I and also began her travels far earlier than me. As a result, the time I spent studying alongside her was rather short.
Supposedly, she met an herb gatherer sometime during her travels and decided to settle down with him. That must have been Jialiang.
Wait, the question is it on here?
Are you saying neither of you had actually met Jialiang or Ayu before all of this?
Jiangli did occasionally come back to Chenyu Vale to see our master, but for whatever reason, she hardly ever talked about her family. The last time she visited us, she and Master had some sort of quarrel. We never heard from her after that. It almost seemed as if she'd gone into hiding.
Quarrel? What happened?
I don't know. I did not witness the argument myself.
Nor did Master ever explain it to me. All he would say is that should I ever encounter Jiangli or her family in the future, I should do everything in my power to help them.
Oh, so that's why you went to such extreme lengths to help Jialiang.
No. Even if my master had never said anything, it would still be my duty as a doctor to help him. My decision would have remained the same.
Paimon never knew you were so selfless, Baiju. Paimon always had you down as the sneaky, scheming type. Sorry.
So a few words from me is enough to dispel all your suspicions? You ought not be quite so quick to relax your guard, Paimon. Sometimes even the good guys have their own private agenda.
What the? Okay, that was the most suspicious sounding thing you've ever said.
Let's leave the idle chatter there for now. Jiang Li has lived in this house for many years. There must be something here that can shed a little light on this whole situation. Let's split up. But if anyone finds anything, we'll examine it together.
Traveler, Paimon, come quick!
What is this?
Chung Sheng and I found a hidden compartment. This is what was hidden inside.
You sense it too? You're right. This is a poison concocted using god remains.
Is it breathing? Paimon's not seeing things, is she?
No, your eyes do not deceive you. I do believe the poison in this bottle is alive. Some toxins act a lot like living organisms. I read about this once in the Origins and Symptoms of Diseases. This ancient class of poisons consists of mother and minor loads, capable of sustaining a connection over vast distances. If it's a concoction of this kind we're dealing with, then both the poison in Jialiang's system and this one here are likely minor loads. Offshoots, essentially.
Offshoots? So, the main body is somewhere else?
Correct. Whoever is administering the poison can manipulate the source to indirectly control the poisoned individual's behavior and even cognition. Similarly, the poisoned individual will hear, to a varying extent, the call of the source.
The call of the... Wait. So, back when Jialiang ran off, maybe that explains where he was heading.
Only one thing
My
could have been
only
drawing
bird
him there.
missing.
The
Oh
source
my
of the
God,
god
that is
remains
not
used as the
possible.
poison's key ingredient, the mother load.
This is getting crazier and crazier. What kind of person would do all this just to poison Jialiang? Hey, why has everyone gone quiet all of a sudden?
Since this poison was carefully hidden away in a secret compartment, the one who concocted it is likely a resident of the house.
You mean Jialiang? Why would he poison himself?
Oh, not him.
Think a little harder, Paimon. Someone else who lives here.
If tempat tu tak
And
ada,
who
I'm going
might
to
have expertise in
Bye-bye.
crafting drugs.
Huh?
play Genshin.
So you're saying...
Please,
it
Naga,
was
please.
Jiang
I
Li?
saw some
Wait, but
water.
that doesn't make any sense either. Why would she poison her own husband?
I agree. It makes little sense.
Let's go inside
Jiang
the
Li does
water.
not strike me as the kind of person who would do such a thing.
Look at the facts, though. How many people in the entirety of
I'm
Liyue have
soloing
the
it.
ability to concoct a poison from god remains?
It's too early to draw any conclusions. We should question Jia Liang about it once he has made more progress in his recovery. Yes. According to the origins and symptoms of diseases, the minor loads will disappear if the mother load is purged. So if we can find and destroy the source of these god remains, the poison will leave Jia Liang's system without the need for any further treatment. Do you know anything about god remains in Qingsa village?
Even the history books have no record of this. The only ones who'll know anything are those old fogies who have been hanging around here since the beginning of time.
Didn't you used to be on good terms with the Adepti, though? You sure they didn't tell you anything about this?
Well,
Changsheng's memories and powers are not what they were in her prime. These days, she has to enter a contract with a mortal and share their life force just to sustain her own life. I fear that such ancient events are long gone from her memory by now.
Whoa, what? Enter a contract? Share life force? Sounds like some pretty spooky sorcery if you ask Paimon.
hey, plenty of people would jump at the chance to join forces with a powerful being like me. With my assistance in rebalancing your chi, not only can you extend your lifespan, but you will also be stronger, healthier, and able to eat whatever you like with no risk of upsetting your stomach.
Stronger and healthier? Wow, that's amazing! Baiju, maybe when you retire, you can let Paimon sign a contract with Changsheng for a few
No,
days.
Paimon, no.
Unfortunately, Changsheng's contract has strict requirements regarding the host's temperament. None of her hosts have ever been exempted from these rules. I fear that I will be unable to accommodate your wishes, Paimon.
Yes.
Peppermint? Hey! What are you trying to say? Did you just subtly insult Paimon to her face?
No, Paimon.
Ugh, Paimon's mad! You're getting ugly nicknames, both of you! Baiju, you're Mannequin Man! Changsheng, you're just a pain in the neck!
Oh,
This is exactly why your natural temperament makes you woefully unsuited to being my host.
All right, everybody, calm down. Back to the matter at hand. Is there any way at all for us to seek counsel from the Adepti about this?
With how antisocial they are, if it were up to them, they'd go their whole lives without showing their faces to the common folk. What?
Seems you're as well connected as they say, traveler. We are truly fortunate to have you on our side.
Oh, if you're talking about who Paimon thinks you're talking about, you better do the honors.
You called?
Yeah.
Gets Paimon every time.
Are all Adepti in the habit of materializing out of thin air like this?
Well, this is unexpected.
Huh? It's you.
Baiju of Bubu Pharmacy. I do believe I've had the pleasure before. The Lantern Rite, when we met briefly, I was unaware of your true identity. I must apologize for the discourtesy.
Huh? You two already know each other?
Our paths have crossed once before. I sense the presence of evil spirits. Is this why you called me? So someone has been concocting demonic poison. Too often, fervent desires drive mortals to abandon all regard for their own safety. It is lamentable. I now know what you seek. It is true that a god's remains are buried beneath the foundations of Qingsa village. A vile monster known as the Che once wrought havoc over this land. Before it was subdued by Rex Lapis, the land was finally cleansed of poison when Rex Lapis used statues in his likeness to seal the serpent's remains. Qingsa village was founded some time after that.
The seal is still mostly intact. If the Ch is the source, then it must be some of its blood leaking from deep underground. However, I do not like to intervene against mortals unless absolutely necessary. But when demonic forces are involved, things can spiral out of control. If that happens, be sure to call my name again. Nothing. I do not wish to sway decisions that are mortals to make, but immortality may not be the blessing that you imagine it to be.
I shall treasure your words of instruction, Master Adeptus.
Farewell.
What a strange Adeptus. Rather different from the way I remember them.
That's Shell for ya! And thanks to him, we finally got some concrete info to go off of.
If the god remains are leaking from underground, Jiangli must be paying a visit to a subterranean cave on her herb-gathering trips. If we can find the cave...
Master, there's a problem.
Gwei? Did you run all the way from Boo Boo Pharmacy?
What happened? Don't panic. Just catch your breath and tell me everything.
It's Jiaoliang. He was fine one minute, and then he suddenly took a turn for the worse.
Already? How? Based on past experience, he should have been fine for the next 3 days at least.
It seems that my worst fears have been confirmed. Everyone, back to Boo Boo Pharmacy now.
Take it easy.
Squall and Fury.
Dad! What's wrong? Dad?
Don't be scared. Dr. Baishu will be back soon.
How is he doing?
Dr. Baishu, you're back! My dad was doing fine earlier, but then he suddenly started coughing up blood. Now he can't even get a full word out anymore.
When Gwei left, he was still conscious. But now...
Gwei, please take Jiaoliang to the back room and prepare for treatment.
Yes, of course.
Don't worry, Ayu. I will cure your father.
Baishu's not gonna use Changsheng's secret art again, is he? Is there really no other way to save Jiaoliang?
Oh, please don't worry. Dr. Baishu will find a way.
But... How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baiju? I still haven't had a chance to thank him. Seems he moved me here before I came to.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her. Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baiju in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baiju hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he... Huh? Hey, wait up!
Huh?
You're finally awake? That was far too risky, even with me here to help you balance your chi.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiang Li's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baiju's gonna nap for?
They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
All right.
Oh.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just...
Who's talking behind our backs again?
Ah! Baiju! Changsheng!
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
Jialiang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment. And as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiang Li had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around. because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiangli has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiangli has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
I never suspected that even Jiangli would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate. To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means in order to do the impossible, whatever the cost may be.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be to get ourselves back to Qingsa village and find out where Jiangli is. Her regular exposure to god remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
It's me, Traveler, Dr. Baiju.
It's Jiao Liang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard everything already.
Dr. Baiju, please let me come with you. You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiangli's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
Very well. Then follow me.
Dr. Baiju, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen, and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Baiju, do you mean...
Hop to it now, and remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay.
Tengok more downwards.
Oh, oh,
Wind rises.
Oh my god, I got lots of loot. Big running loot ni. Big running my loot.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Mother Lode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way.
Chest is quite different. How many? Oh my god, 15 diamond already.
No, no, no.
Yes, I'm sure of it. I feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way. This place feels familiar. I think I've been here before.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense it.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me. Then let's hurry.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead?
The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel.
A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to, curses. Why can't I remember what she said?
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
43% strength.
A bigger pill to swallow. Solidify!
Gotcha.
The doctor was seeing.
Stabilize!
Let's light it up!
Squall and fury!
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
I believe this censer was used to burn a monster repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense? You sure? 'Cause we did run into that group of monsters just now.
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave. After them, Jiang Li was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jia Liang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This censer, it belongs to Jiang Li. Yes, this was the place. This is where I told Jiang Li to give me the poison.
Jiao Liang!
I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me. I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
Aha! We can keep going now.
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use of.
Doesn't see any barrier-breaking mechanisms around here.
There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow it and see where it takes us?
Solidify! Yeah! The wind rises.
Quietly now.
Behold!
Gotcha.
Gather!
Busted.
Jiangli!
Look out! There's a monster next to her!
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back.
Search for it. Ha! Ja, bow your head.
Solidify!
Busted.
The doctor will see you.
Dr. Baiju, how serious is it? Is she...
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition, much as the poison in your system did to you. If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up again.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away!
It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Baiju said? The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the god remains here. If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect.
And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if it stops working... Oh no. Are you saying...
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
I wondered when this day might come.
Wait! We've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! After all that, we can't just give up on him! Baiju, you're a great doctor! Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiangli, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness. Maybe it's her greatest wish that you will continue to take it and live.
Dr. Baiju, give it to me straight. How long does Jiangli have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days. But if I were to treat her using a secret art...
But what would be the point of that? Dr. Baiju, I'm all too aware of the dangers of god remains. You are not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiangli have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family. I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see Ayu grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiangli back, then even if I die.
Jialiang.
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life. Traveler, Dr. Baiju, could I have another minute with my wife? I just want to have one final moment together. Just a moment. That's all.
Of course.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
Jialiang. Baiju, Changsheng. Is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiangli will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiangli would not have had to resort to unnatural methods.
What a crazy situation. Jiangli risked it all to save Jialiang's life. And now, Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiangli. What's the point of it all?
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end.
You know?
Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause?
Kita still baca lagi Baizu cerita story.
Oh, tak ada lagi. Panjang kau.
Oh, panjang lagi. Because Lina tak skip. Kalau Lina skip memang lah cepat lah.
At least,
I do remember
that's
when
what
the
generations of
14
masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
We want to go.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me. I've said my goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
As you wish.
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad. Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
Why would these memories come to mind now?
Where should I be going, bro?
The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your voice one last time.
Jialiang! 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 Jialiang!
27.
Dad, are you awake?
Jiangli, are you? Didn't I... Huh? What are these?
How does it feel to come back to life?
Do you feel strange or different in any way? If so, could you describe it to me in detail?
Dr. Baishu, I thought that I was going to...
Die? You did indeed. As things stand now, you're more akin to a zombie than a human.
I'm a zombie?
That's right. Before we set off, I asked Chi-Chi to prepare an elixir of immortality. With its help, you have been suspended in the space between life and death. Of course, this is but a crude imitation of an Adeptus art. I don't expect it to extend your life indefinitely. Whether it will keep you alive for a few days, a few months, or a few years, I'm as interested as you to find out. But, however long you have left, I believe it should be more than sufficient time for you to say your final goodbyes before departing the world in peace. I hope that Director Hu finds this arrangement to be a satisfactory one.
An elixir of immortality? How'd you cook that up? Ugh. Leave it to you to work on something like that behind my back.
It's a work in progress that hardly lives up to its name, and it would have had no effect were it not for Jialiang's iron will. In the end, I am merely a doctor. I understand very little of the great principles governing life and death and the perpetual cycle of yin and yang. All I know is that if I'm presented with a life that deserves to be saved, I will do everything in my power to save them. And even this would have counted for nothing without Director Hu's assistance. After all, did you not tell Jia Liang to show us the way before we set off for Qingsa village?
Oops. And I'm busted.
Without Director Hu nudging things in the right direction, we may not have found Jiangli in time.
No wonder he didn't mention the elixir back then. I thought he was being frank and transparent with me for once, but apparently not.
Director Hu told me to keep her suggestion a secret, but it seems nothing escapes Dr. Baiju's attention.
Never underestimate a serpent's sense of smell.
All I wanted was to help Jia Liang find his missing wife as soon as possible, so that he could be on his way to the afterlife without any unfulfilled wishes making the journey more difficult than it needs to be. Leave it to Boo Boo Pharmacy to snatch the perfect opportunity right out of my hands at the last hurdle. Never mind. I'll just have to put it down in the books as a deferred consideration. One Chi-Chi was enough of a conundrum. The last thing I need's another one. If I'd known this was coming, I'd have whisked him off to the Wangsheng funeral parlor the moment I found him.
You stay away from my dad! When I grow up, I'm gonna become an even better doctor than Mom and Baiju, and cure Dad for good!
Oh, is that right? Well, you wouldn't be the first person who's tried to put Wangsheng Funeral Parlor out of business. If you're serious about it, you'll have your work cut out for you. Traveler, Paimon, I'll catch you all another time.
Is she finally gone? All's well that ends well. If you ask Paimon, we should probably do something to celebrate this hard-earned family reunion. At times like this, a grand celebratory feast is in order.
It feels like it was a whole lifetime ago when I last talked with Zhongli and Ayu around the dinner table.
Yay! Paimon can't wait! Alright, first things first, off to the market for some fresh ingredients. Let's go!
Wait up! I'll come too!
Baiju, thank you so much for everything you've done for us.
Don't mention it, Jiangli. I was just doing my duty.
Just your duty, huh? Baiju, Changshang, would you mind if we took this conversation outside?
Arina cakap dengan Cici dengan tu, dah terlepas dah keluar.
Apa?
Tadi patutnya sebelum keluar tu si Cici dengan karakter seorang lagi karakter yang baru. Genshin Klein. Tapi dah keluar dari pintu. Dah jumpa tu ke?
No.
Young Lee's still waiting for us.
I can't
Let's
remember
go talk to
where
her,
is
shall
the
we?
place that
Time flies.
dia
It's been
dekat
so
bawah
long since we bade each other farewell in Shenyu Vale.
villager terapung.
Changsheng, you're the same as ever. You haven't changed one bit.
Tu je I remember.
You, on the other hand, have changed a lot.
You're right. My younger self would have never imagined that things would one day turn out this way. Or that you'd turn out this way, Baizhu.
It's not here.
I've taken a look at your elixir of immortality. It's not altogether dissimilar from the poison I concocted in terms of the way it functions.
I have to say, Jiangli, it was a stroke of genius to use poison to maintain life. I hope you're not too upset at me for copying your methods.
No, not at all. With your intellect, even if you'd never seen my poison, I believe you would have eventually arrived at the same approach. But I'm still impressed by how quickly you managed to gain such a thorough understanding of it. Jialiang's still only been in your care for a few days. Not just that. You even managed... Baizhu, be honest with me. Did you try out some of the poison on yourself?
Huh. Told you the truth would surface sooner or later.
Life force isn't the only thing that Changsheng's contract lets you transfer between bodies, is it?
Nothing gets past you, Jiangli. You are correct. Besides life force, Changsheng's secret art also allows for the transfer of toxins and diseases. When I treated Jia Liang for the second time, I transferred some of the poison from his body into my own. Not only did this allow me to alleviate the burden on him, but it also gave me an opportunity to study its properties. There is no need to worry about any long-term consequences to my health, however. Now that the source has been destroyed, any remaining poison in me will have already dissipated.
But you took such a huge risk. If we hadn't destroyed the god's remains back there, then even you might have... What am I saying? I'm in no position to criticize you for this. The reason I left our master and went into hiding all those years ago was that he was getting old, and I didn't want him using up any more of his own life force to treat my husband. But in the end, how were my methods any different? I risked one life to save another, and then you tried the poison on yourself too. It looks like both of us have ended up going the same way as our master before us. Are all disciples of Shenyu Vale destined to turn out this way? To live a short life, having given away our own for the sake of others? To fight relentlessly against the natural course of life and death, whatever the cost? Maybe our fate is sealed the moment we decide to study medicine.
We are doctors, Jiangli. We ought never say that anyone's fate is sealed.
Baizhu, I can tell that, over the years, you've used the contract with Changsheng to transfer many diseases and toxins to yourself. There are so many that some of them I don't even recognize. Can you still stop before it's too late?
I think you know the answer, Jiangli. Every one of us from Shenyu Vale believes in the same thing.
Hey, food's ready!
Mom, come and join us. The Traveler taught me a load of new recipes and said even Dad'll be able to taste them. Come and try them out.
Yes, darling. Mom will be there in just a second. Hey, slow down. Baiju, I know I won't be able to convince you, but please don't forget that if one day you're not around anymore, Chi-Chi, Gui, and all the friends who have grown fond of you, they will all miss you dearly.
There's no need to worry, Jiangli. I know what I'm doing.
I can only hope so.
Baiju, what did Jiang Li mean by not around anymore? Are you gonna be okay?
Every single mortal I've ever contracted with, including Baiju and Zhongli's master, has passed away at a young age.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. You said that the contract with you helps people live longer.
It is a very long story.
Long ago, when plagues ravaged the land, one doctor made a pledge to rid the world of pain and suffering. But even the most ingenious mortal medicine could not stay the tide of disease. And after working tirelessly for many years, even his dearest loved ones fell sick and bade their final farewell. Legends told of an herb lord in Chenyu Vale who could cure any illness known to mankind. The doctor sought the herb lord, but found only a white snake, its breathing weak and its power all but spent.
Sign this contract and let our lives be joined. Then I will impart to you the secret art of healing. But be warned, this art will harm your own health.
With means beyond human ken, the doctor could now reverse the process of death. And yet, the time still came to say goodbye. Only now, the one departing was the doctor, his life force spent. His final act in life was to pass on the contract to his final patient, his favorite disciple. The disciple chose to dedicate their life to saving the lives of others. And generation upon generation followed in these footsteps. Since I inherited this contract, I've always respected the path taken by my predecessors, and followed it myself unquestioningly. That is, until I tried to use the art to save my own disciple's beloved. She begged me not to use up my own life force. She said that this art is a poisoned chalice, an evil and unnatural practice. She did not wish to sacrifice one life for the sake of another, when both were lives she treasured. Only then did it occur to me. Did I not suffer when my master passed away, just as patients' families do at their loved one's deathbed? Are not the lives cut short by this contract just as worthy of saving as any patients? What is this contract to us? Medicine or poison? Alas, I no longer have enough time left to find the answer. I entrust to your care both Changsheng and this final question. May you find a remedy for this conundrum, which has ailed us so.
Time and again, no matter how much I try to warn them or balance their chi, I can never save them. And you? What's your answer?
If I abandoned the contract and left you without a host, what would happen?
I suppose I'd spend my final moments taking a nice nap on Mount Yaojun. Then I'd be reunited with my old friends and your predecessors.
Then it's decided. If there's a life in front of me that deserves to be saved, Why shouldn't I do everything within my power to save it?
Once again, it's the same answer. So be it. Close your eyes. Who knows how many more people will take on this contract?
None. This
Only
contract
one.
will end
my
with
bad.
me.
They had to ask.
My
They
contract
had
has
to ask.
strict requirements on
Sorry,
the
tadi
host's
dia dah
natural
fokus
temperament.
cerita dia. Story
All
dia.
my
Oh.
hosts have been most pure of heart.
I'm quite sad. I'm
About
quite
what?
sad.
Okay, about what?
I don't have any flying things anymore.
No.
Ui, susah ya. Tak ada yang terbang-terbang.
Tak ada macam Jesai ke selain terbang sementara waktu ni. Like a
Huh?
host, ke naik host, ada host ke kat in Minecraft on in your world.
Maksudnya? Host?
Host?
Apa maksudnya
Kuda.
host?
Tak ada
Oh,
kuda
ada
kat situ.
tengah naik cukup tapi jalan dekat tanah ni agak suffocating, suffocating. Banyak sangat pokok, lepas tu lubang lah, celah-celah lah, bos mak. Oh, I see a thing in front of here. I think I found the place that I die usually.
Where you die?
Yeah, I last time that I did, I die here. I think this is the place. This must be the place. If I can find a dragon here, that would be nice. Just need to find dragon. How hard is it? It's a big dragon, It's a big chungus dragon.
Where is the chungus? The big one?
Yeah. Surely.
Surely you find it. I know you can find it.
Surely we find it.
But when one with an altruistic nature gains access to this art,
Surely this
they are
game
more
will
seduced
not
than the
betray
average
me.
person by the miracle
Last
of
time that I
overturning
tried,
the
I
laws
meet
of
the
life
dragon,
and
I want to
death.
kill it, and that is
Though
so
they
hard
know
to kill.
better than
I
anyone
didn't know
else the
that you
fate
can
that awaits
tame
them,
it,
when faced with the sorrows of humanity,
Because I thought
and
you
the
need a
pain of
dragon
losing their
saddle.
nearest and dearest, they cannot help but reach beyond
But then
human
you
means.
actually don't need a dragon saddle to tame a dragon.
They are like moths that throw themselves into the flame,
It's so stupid. It's supposed to
seeking
have
a
a dragon
glimmer
saddle.
of
I think
hope
they should
in a
implement
dark
it,
world filled with
so that all
pain
these
and
people will not
suffering.
get the dragon before
So,
I get it.
Does that mean...
I suppose that would make me a moth that yearns for the light, but doesn't want to be burned to a crisp. Cheng Sheng's art can transfer pain and suffering between people, but it cannot reduce the total amount of pain in the world. It's just like we witnessed. Either Jia Liang feared for Jiang Li's life, or Jiang Li grieved over Jia Liang's sacrifice. I have nothing but the utmost respect for my predecessors, who sacrificed their lives for their principles. But I do not wish to join their ranks, nor do I wish to pass on this contract to anyone else in the future.
Huh? But didn't you already transfer a ton of diseases onto yourself?
What makes a poison poison? And what makes a disease a disease? When it comes down to it, are not both mechanisms that affect the operations of the human body? If disease is defined as deviation from normal functioning, then who knows? Perhaps the true elixir of immortality could in fact be a kind of poison. Many may view
This
the
is
notion
not the
of searching for
place.
immortality in poisons and illnesses
Because
as a
I remember
flagrant
the
violation of
place
the
that I
natural
died.
order. But to me, it is
It
no
has
different from the way our
forest below
ancestors
it.
tested the medicinal qualities
This is
of
not the
herbs by sampling
place.
each and every one. I don't want those who come after me to lose their lives to this contract. Nor do I wish for Cheng Sheng to perish from losing her host. This leaves only one solution, doesn't it?
Oh.
Precisely. I will be Cheng Sheng's final host, and the tradition of passing down the contract will end with me.
Even the gods of old struggle to achieve true immortality. First you want to save others, then you want to save yourself. Now you even want to save me. You're getting greedy, Baiju.
But isn't wanting to have it all what makes us human? For a selfish moth like me, who's afraid of the flame yet yearns for the light, the only path forward is up towards the moon.
For once, Paimon just does not know what to say.
Dr. Baiju, Traveler, what are you still chatting about? The food's about to get cold.
We also have coconut milk for Changsheng and Paimon.
Okay, fine. Let's go grab some food. Paimon has a bunch of burning questions, but they can wait till after we've eaten.
Yeah, I can try find here.
I do envy Paimon sometimes. Eating her fill is enough to satisfy her body and mind.
True. And yet, although we call them simple pleasures,
Can find here,
are such
but
things as these not precisely
be
why
one
we
bit
mortals
here.
cling desperately to the life we have?
Tapi dah Baizu cerita, sorry. Yeah.
Adventure time!
Please, show me your prescription.
Oh, it has a bird. A red bird, so there should be one bird nearby here. Huh?
I forgot apa.